Oh, it's Pride Day at the White House.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month.
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You belong.
You are understood.
You are loved.
And you belong.
And then things went horribly wrong.
Are we topless at the White House?
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around and he goes, oh, that one?
The Blue Jays have now designated Anthony Bass for assignment. Now, Bass was scheduled to catch the ceremonial first pitch tonight as part of Pride Weekend. The pitcher has been facing backlash after sharing a video that supported anti-2S LGBTQ2S plus boycotts of Target and Bud Light. He later deleted the video and made an apology. The 35-year-old has a 4.95 ERA in 22 games this season. Stay with CP24 for the latest on this developing story.
I would say that being a black conservative pretty much categorically means you don't have much common sense, yeah.
Do you hate black conservatives?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I do love all people, but I hate black conservatives.
What the? You think they should vote like the radical blacks who are voting for Democrats?
Absolutely.
So you're saying blacks don't have the common sense to make good decisions for themselves?
Black conservatives? Oh no, because they have the gall of being conservative while having experienced what it means to be under the heel of a white supremacist state. It seems to me they're the ones who should have the greatest interest in voting against it.
How is it that when I was growing up, under the Jim Crow laws, on the plantation, that black people did better then than they are today? They had families, they got married, abortion was unheard of, they bought land, built businesses, they became professionals, they went to college, those that wanted to go. Why were blacks able to do better then than they are today?
Because white folk got more clever. I'll stop treating them like victims. I'll say, hey, you gotta work hard, you gotta overcome your status. At the same time, white folk got more clever.
Excuse me, do not... Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to apologize.
Why did you say ladies first? That's sexist.
It's just a standard greeting. Let me start over. Gentlemen and ladies...
Who says the man?
Okay, sorry, humans in the audience.
I identify as a basketball.
Humans and basketballs.
I'm a parrot who mimics words but doesn't comprehend them.
Humans, basketballs, talking parrots, and whatever else is out there.
Whatever? It's whoever. Actually, it's whomever. No one likes you, Mary.
All right, just calm down, okay?
Now you're tone policing us.
That makes me uncomfortable. Anything that makes me uncomfortable in 2017 should be illegal.
You know what? Fuck you!
Let them have they say it's okay. Give me a gun, I'll shoot you. No, it's okay. It ain't okay. I fought for the freedom you guys enjoy. Sir, I did the same thing. I'm a veteran, bro. It's okay. I was with my daughter. I have been such God bless you. Thank you very much, sir. I'm not going to flip out because that's their opinion. It's okay. They're allowed to have it. Let's show some love. Let's show some peace. These are communist fascists. They're communists. Hey, it ain't happening. Don't worry. I'm not afraid. It's okay. It's okay. I fought for this now.
I am so upset at the things we did and the things we fought for and the boys that died for it. It's all gone down the drain. Our country gone to hell in a handbasket. We haven't got the country we had when I was raised. Not at all. Nobody will have the fun I had. Nobody will have the opportunity I had. It's just not the same. That's not what our boys, that's not what they died for. Just about it. That isn't what we fought for.
And there you have it.
Fun. Well, there's an uplifting intro today. Jesus.
Well, you know, I thought about it. I mean, today is Flag Day.
That's right.
How about we take pride in that flag?
It's the only flag I do take pride in.
It's Pride Month. I thought pride was a sin, one. But two, that flag is the flag that we should be honoring.
That's the only one I do.
And a lot of, what I played to start out the show is what some people call an anomaly and some people call the minority of things that are going on, but it's not true. What's going on is a lot. It's going on a lot around our country with our teachers. It's going on a lot in our government. I mean, you had people on the White House lawn taking their tops off.
Yeah.
Men that are now women, supposedly, or whatever they are. Whatever you want to be, I guess. But it's still the White House and taking their top off and going around, even though the White House says they condemn that. They allowed the day.
Yeah, I don't see them locking them up.
That teacher that was played there who said that, she has a trans pride flag in her classroom for the kids to stand up for during the Pledge of Allegiance should be fired.
Well, yeah.
Shouldn't be allowed to be around kids.
Should have been fired long before today or that she made the video. Should have been fired the day she put the flag up.
So it's beyond frustrating what's going on. It really is. And, I don't want to talk about bad stuff. I want to have a good time on this show. But it seems like that's all we're surrounded with.
Well, it's because you're watching way too much news.
I do watch a lot of news. I want to stay informed as to what's going on.
Yeah. I've chosen clueless. Being clueless, I don't hear any of that shit. I hear nothing. The only time I hear it is here.
Sorry, I apologize. Well, that's the point, though, trying to educate a little bit. I don't know.
Sure.
And have a good time in the process.
Yeah.
But it is increasingly difficult. I talk to some people throughout the day, and a lot of them don't agree with the things that I think and say. And, I don't know how you don't.
How you don't what? Be frustrated?
Agree with the side of decency.
Because decency is an old-fashioned value. And I don't disagree with you. I mean, for the most, I do some indecent shit. I'm not going to lie. But, for the most part, I try to be, please, thank you, respect my elders, love for the country. I obviously served it. I try to do the bulk of the things,
Well, what do you consider indecent?
Well,
you swear a little bit. So what? Everybody swears a little bit.
My porn habits are off the charts, but
right. Looking at porn, but where do you do that? Do you do that on the White House lawn? Do you do it in your front yard?
No,
I'm assuming you do it in the comfort of your own home.
Absolutely.
Well, same as most men out there, or some.
Yeah.
I'm not excluded from that. I'm not saying that I don't do it, but I do everything right. I'm not the moral police. But what I am saying is that in the comfort of my own home and behind closed doors, I do what I want to do. When I'm talking to my wife, I talk a certain way that I wouldn't talk in front of strangers.
Sure.
And I try to keep my outward appearance towards people at least polite and respectful.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well,
Whether I get
I
frustrated
think
with customer service is a different story. But
sure.
I still try to be a decent human being.
Sure.
And
well,
we've lost that.
I think in our day, and I hate to be old man on the lawn, but I am. In our day, it was fine to be a degenerate, but your degeneracy stayed at home. Looks like a shower guy.
like shower porn?
Yeah. No, boat porn. Nice. If you want to get into that, boat porn is my porn.
Yeah, well, if we ever talk about that, I don't like anything outside. Outside freaks me out. I can't watch that. I don't know why.
I'm all about boats.
But I don't understand where we lost it, because, look, I understand it's not the Leave It to Beaver times. I get that. And I think times were pretty weird back in the hippie days and the 70s. Everybody has their time, their generation, their era of whatever you want to call it. But now it just seems like everybody's really, there's a definite divide between people that are trying to do the right thing and then people that just don't give a shit anymore.
You know what? I can
whatever the hell they want to do.
I'll make an argument for the exact time, because I can narrow it down to the exact time that it changed. Ready?
Yes.
The rise of Howard Stern.
You think that guy had that much power?
Well, here's what I think. Before Howard Stern, you just didn't get edge. You did not get edge in the media. All your TV shows were, Family Ties, Give Me a Break. You might have a little racial stuff here and there with like the All in the Families and the Jeffersons and whatnot. But for the most part, everything was kind of vanilla. Everything was pretty vanilla. Radio was the same way. Stern came in edgy, talking about chicks, talking about wanting to bang them, talking about all the different stuff. But what followed? The need to go further. The need to take it more dirty. Make the stuff that you couldn't say before more acceptable and more, daily. And it did go that way. Radio changed that way. Then you saw TV start getting that way. You saw it all. If you really look back to it, I mean, think about even seeing a pair of tits in a movie. If there was a movie, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever, that had any kind of nudity on TV when I was growing up in the 80s, it would only be on HBO or Showtime, and it would only be on after 10 o'clock. There was like even a time limit for cable after 10 o'clock. Now, in today's world, you can literally go to Plex and play it on demand and see nudity. And any movie that has nudity on it is there. And it wasn't like that until the movement from Stern. I can't think of somebody before Stern that was dirty like that and successful. There were guys that were dirty, but they weren't successful. The media beat them down.
I don't disagree with that, but I also know that, listening to him back in the day, that he wasn't as progressive and left as he is now.
Oh, no, not
at all. He wasn't like that way when he started.
No, I'm not talking about today's bullshit version of Howard Stern. No,
but did he change the way that society operates? I don't know. I don't remember things being completely wild and out of control just because he was on the radio. I mean, I liked it. I listened to it. But it didn't make me do things weird. It didn't make me act any different. Now people are acting different. People really are bizarre now.
I disagree with you that it did make people act different. When he would do his stuff, when he'd be talking about some girl or whatever, you'd research that girl. You'd go find it. If he was like, hey, look who's on, it's Jessica Hahn, and there's naked pictures of her in Playboy. The media never would do that stuff before. And then all of a sudden, here's this guy on regular radio saying, hey, go get Playboy. So then Playboy had their biggest run ever, and Larry Flint and all those had their biggest run ever. And God knows, you take what was already a developing need for filth, I'll call it, but as a fan, I'm calling it filth. Then you added in the internet where you could mix in the privacy. You can mix back the privacy so people could hear Howard Stern say it on the morning and then go home and surf it without their wife knowing at night. And it's just that's how the development of it came.
Now, I agree with you that the internet may have had something to do with people.
Oh, sure it did.
Ability to, and maybe it's social media and the internet combined that have made people as freaking crazy as they are now, because now you can say things without any repercussions. You can do whatever you want to do online, and nobody's going to give a shit about it. But at the same time, now we're seeing people in society forget about online doing stuff. They're actually doing it out in public. They're stealing stuff.
Well, no, I agree. What I'm saying, you asked when did it
I
start?
know.
I'm saying it started. It didn't start full blown like anything. It's just like right now with the whole trans thing. You don't, where like you said at the beginning of the show, you said, you think it's the minority. That is correct. It is the minority. But how do you make it the majority? By continually pushing it, by continually making it happen, by continually making that something that becomes less and less shocking. For as much as everybody wants to push back and not buy Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney sucks and, I'm not going to Target and all this stuff, the overwhelming reality of propagandizing the people is it's becoming less shocking. The next company that comes out and says, well, we're doing trans clothes or trans thing. Look at how every corporation, and I know you get this in your email, every single company you've got an email from is in the 15 days or whatever that we're into June has at least sent you one email talking about how proud they are to be celebrating Pride Month. True or not?
Absolutely. Even companies that aren't being protested, without a doubt.
Yes.
I mean, so Target is getting all this backlash. Yet I got an email from Walmart the other day saying, check out our Pride stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all over the place.
But think about even 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you would not have had that. It's normalizing the behavior. It's not instant. It's not overnight. It's normalizing. It's making it. When you got the Walmart email, did you instantly think, "Screw them! I'm never shopping there again"? Or did you just go, "Whatever, delete and move on"?
Yeah, that's kind of what I did.
Yeah, because it's not as offensive to you anymore as it used to be. It's not as shocking.
Offensive to me anymore. But what am I supposed to do? There
Well,
does
that's
come a point where. It is so saturated that you don't have a choice but to go places.
Which is the goal of the people that are trying to push the agenda. So they beat you down. Look, you either hold the line or you don't. That's really what it comes down to. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not trying to say it like I'm the moral majority leader here. I do it all the time too. I mean, that, to be fair to me, it's not an issue I care about if people are gay or not. I could care less. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, honestly, we're in such chaos these days that I don't care. But that being said, if you really want to make it stop, it has to be, oh, you're flying a pride flag? Not shopping with you. Ever. And if that's every store except some AryanNationClothing.com, then you buy Aryan Nation clothing. It all goes to how far are you willing to go for your stance on a cause.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem that I have because again, like you said, I don't really care what people do. That doesn't mean anything. I don't really give a shit whether you're gay or you're not gay, whatever. It doesn't matter what you do behind closed doors. Again, you can look at all the porn you want to look at behind your closed doors. But if you start looking at it where my child, as I'm driving down the street, can see you outside watching it, then that's where I have a problem. And again, it's the forced acceptance that the left agenda seems to be pushing. It's either accept it and like it, or else you are a racist, you're a homophobe, and we're going to put you in jail. We're going to take away your job. We're going to do everything we can to push you down. We're going to close down your social media accounts. We're going to do whatever we can to tell you that you're a bad person.
Yeah.
I'm not a bad person.
Yeah.
I just don't want it pushed where I have to accept everything. And again, where our children are being forced to accept it and learn it.
But here's the thing. You're not doing anything to stop it.
Well, I don't
like
know
you
what
said,
to do to stop it.
Well, but like you said, you've kind of given up. And most have. This is what the left expects. The reason they keep putting, because come on, dude, if somebody calls you a homophobe, do you care anymore? Honestly, do you care? No, if somebody calls you a racist, do you care?
Look, I don't care what anybody says to me. I've been beat down over my radio life for 20 years.
But there was a time that you did care.
But yeah, of course there was. But I still take offense to it because look, I'm just not that way. And so to have somebody accuse me of something like that, especially people that are sometimes family members that think that I'm a bad person and look down on me or talk down to me because they think that, how could you honestly think that way? How could you honestly not accept everything that's going on? How could you not accept that guy with his fake breasts, who's now a woman, on the White House lawn? How could you not accept that? Because I don't have to.
Well, that's it.
I'm not a bad person because of that.
No, and you never were. But the agenda is telling you are, and you're giving them more weight than they deserve. Sometimes you just got to look somebody in the eye and go, okay. Oh, I'm a racist? All right. I'm a homophobe? I'm a transphobe? Sure. And just really not give a shit. To really not care, you have to really not care. You have to just say, I don't care if I hurt your feelings. And unfortunately, 99% of the world, we can bitch about it here, but 99% of the people that are even watching this right now will not do that in their job, will not do that in their friend circles, will not do that in their family circles. They won't do it.
And then the other issue is if I had a 9-to-5 job, usual, just a regular whatever, and I was talking like this there,
you'd be fired.
Or even if they saw this podcast, they might fire me.
You would? Yeah.
Because I'm not accepting the forced acceptance that's out there.
Dude, one of the main reasons that I have, not my jobs per se, but well, really it is. I was in corporate America for 15 years or so. I worked the corporate jobs, working in a cubicle, doing IT support. Hi, can I help you? Let me reset your password, that kind of crap, right? I had to get out because I couldn't get along with the people. That's just what it was. I could not get along. I couldn't convince myself to suck enough ass to stay in a job. And I kept getting fired. I got fired from pretty much every job. Every single job I had, I got fired from because I could not do it. And quite honestly, at some point, I just got to the point where it was like, I'm starting my own thing. I'm just going to do my own thing. No one can tell me what to say or think or do if I am my own boss. And nobody can. And I mean, dude, even you want to bring up the gay community or the trans. I've had problems with Pinball PA with the trans community. Or not the trans, but the gay community. Because I wouldn't do well, when we first opened up, 2015 or whatever year it was, we noticed that it was a straight sausage fest in our Pinball PA every day. I mean, it was literally 100 guys, one girl. It was that level of disparity, that was coming in. So I decided to do a ladies' night. And, just ladies get in free if they come in with their husband, father, boyfriend, easy, right? Just an easy deal. Basically, 2-for-1 sale, but we had the caveat of we wanted women to come in. So we were doing it like, do this. I immediately get calls that I can't do this and we're not allowed. And if we continue that they're going to picket and And my only thing that I said back to them was make sure you spell the name of the business right when you get it in the paper. Because I didn't care. And I wouldn't do it. And I didn't do it. And I didn't cave. And I didn't apologize. I just said, no, not going to do it. I'm not doing it your way. And I didn't. And believe me, we were a brand new business, dude. We were really putting the risk out there. And my guy that I started the business with, Ed, he was freaking out because he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "No, I don't cave to people. I never cave to people. I'd rather be unemployed than I'd rather lose my job than my sanctity as a human." And I stood up to it.
How long ago was that?
2015.
Do you think now you could stand up to it the same way that you did?
Absolutely. I know I would. I know that I would. I wouldn't cave in an ounce. And my answer to the press and everything else would be this simple thing. If you don't want to come here because of my stance, don't. Don't. Well, that's a meal in Pride Month. Sausage sandwich.
Joe Burdick checking in. Happy Flag Day from the Flag Guy.
There
Joe
you go.
Burdick.
Thank you, Joe.
Custom flags on Facebook.
I'd imagine I can't buy the pride flag at Joe Burdick Flags, right?
I don't know.
I doubt he's making that custom flag.
No, but he is making a custom flag for the police for next Wednesday.
That's nice.
Next Wednesday, the 3rd District Police. We're going to be feeding the police. Billy Morris and his smoking rock and roll food truck.
That's right.
I'm going to be there. I need to find a ride out there that I can get to there and then hopefully back in time for the show. I'd like to get out there, but I've driven my car, but I'm not allowed to legally drive without somebody in it, and I haven't driven it enough to.
And when are you going to get that license? How long does it take? Do you know?
Well, I made my appointment with Metro. I have to go through like an hour-long course at least with them.
Okay.
They're going to give me a behind-the-wheel course to see how I do. And I called them the other day to make this appointment. And I said, so can I just bring my car down and get in it? Thanks to Charlie's Auto Repair in Lakewood. Helped me out getting these hand controls in. And they said, no. We have a car that you can use.
Okay.
I said, well, I practiced on the one that I have, the one that's actually going to be on the road.
Mm-hmm.
No. You have to drive it in our car. Well, I have no idea what their controls are like. I have no idea how that works.
You don't even know the size of that car.
I don't even know this car, my car, I know that I can fit in it.
Right.
And so I'm trying to ask questions, and she wasn't very helpful. So I guess I'm going to see what happens in a couple of weeks. I got to go take this hour-long course, but it's going to be an on-the-road course. So June 30th, around 2:30, everybody stay off the road because I'll be on it, and I don't know how I'm going to do. Unless it's one of those, like they have those driver's ed cars or where the teacher has like a brake and stuff on their side of the car to prevent an accident. Maybe it's like that, but I don't know how that's going to work.
Nice. Well, maybe you should call her back to get more information and start the call with Happy Pride Month.
Yes.
Maybe then she'll be in a better mood.
And it's weird. You know what I find now is that I was on the phone with somebody the other day, a customer service representative for somewhere, because I can't go anywhere, so now I just have to make phone calls.
Sure.
And as I'm talking to this person, I am asking, questions, and I find myself saying, yes, sir, no, sir. And then I stopped myself, and I was like, did I say the wrong thing? What if this is not a sir on the other end of the phone? What if this is a trans person?
Yeah.
What if it's a woman with a deep voice? What if I just completely offended this person, who happened to be an asshole, by the way, on the other end of the line because I'm calling him or her sir? But it sounded like a sir. I assumed it was sir, but that's what I do generally in conversation.
Yeah.
When I'm in person or on the phone, I say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, thank you, sir.
Sure.
And now I can't do that anymore. And I don't know how to change those habits.
Well, you can do it. Just, again, it goes back to how much do you care if somebody else is offended?
It's not a matter of...
If they can't give themselves the appearance of what they are, what they want to be called, then why is it up to you to figure it out?
Well, they didn't introduce themselves as anything, so I don't know.
Well, you should have.
But maybe that's the society that we live in.
But again, you can either, like me, I don't care. I don't worry about that at all. Even when I go up to people, if they're an it's Pat type of a look, I don't worry about it at all. I just call them, hey dude, what's up, or yes sir, or whatever. And if they say, oh, I'm a ma'am, it's like, yeah, okay. I don't even play that game. I'm just like, okay, but if you are that concerned about it, Seth, maybe that should be your first question. Could you tell me your pronouns?
Well, is that what you have to do now?
That's what you do if you care about that thing. For me, I just think that's ridiculous and stupid, so I won't do it. But that's me.
I don't know. See, that's the problem. I don't have a kickstand. You can probably get away with many pronouns for me. If you look at me, if I didn't have the facial hair, you would absolutely... Actually, growing up, all the way till I was like 17 years old almost, people called me a girl all the time. I had hair that looked like a perm, and because of like a tubby kid, I had like
sure
pubescent breasts and stuff like that, and so they weren't pecs at the time. They certainly aren't now either. But at least I wear big sweatshirts, so you can't see.
Right.
But back then when I was a little tubby kid, man, there were times where I wasn't facing somebody and my voice hadn't dropped yet, and they're like, "Oh man, what can we get for you?" Excuse me.
Well, dude, I mean, who's got longer hair than me? My hair's longer than most women's hair. But, you know, if somebody calls me ma'am or something, which has happened at like restaurants and stores and shit from time to time, whatever.
Like, if you hear an old, like, recording of me from back in the WMMS days,
hey,
I'm shocked. Because, I mean, that's when I met you, was back in
right.
20 years ago.
Sure.
And, man, some of those recordings that I have were like, "Hey, how you doing?" And so I was talking to, like, Spaceman Scott and Len Boom Goldberg, and we're like, "All right, you got to start smoking." I was like, "Well, I smoke on occasion." They're like, no. Start really smoking and have a couple of drinks on top of it.
6 packs a day.
And next thing you know, it's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the pronoun thing does bother me a little bit. I mean, they came out with a new definition for lesbian today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, John Hopkins? Is it John, whatever? What's it called?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
John
feel
Johns
free to
Hopkins.
Read me this definition that I can absolutely ignore.
All right, I got to find this because everybody's upset about it. Well, some people are upset about it. Past definitions refer to a lesbian as a woman who is emotionally, romantically, and or sexually attracted to other women.
Okay.
This updated definition includes non-binary people who may also identify with that label. So the definition of relationships between women was not exclusive enough.
Ah.
So a non-man attracted to non-men.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
So that could mean a
guy
man that is now a woman.
Yeah, a guy.
Is attracted to women, is now a lesbian.
Male lesbian. Yeah.
Then I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely now the definition of a lesbian.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a man. Well, I'm a non-man, kind of. I mean, it depends on which girl you ask. I could be a non-man, but I look the way that I do that's attracted to women.
Well, it doesn't matter how you look. It just matters what you're saying.
And I thought that if you were a man that became a woman, aren't you then attracted to men? I don't understand how that works.
Well, it's
so you are a man, become a girl, so you could have sex with other girls?
Dude, this is like going to a mental hospital and trying to decipher the crazy. You're never going to decipher the crazy. It's ludicrous, it's stupid, and it's ridiculous, and that's it. That's the end of it.
Because I'm trying to think, this could be very beneficial to me. One, I like breasts. I think they're fantastic. Of
course.
I'm a chest man. Well, I'm an everything man. But they're fantastic. So that's great. I like that. I don't, I'm not packing. I'm no Tommy Lee here. All right. So what am I going to miss?
Right.
So if I became a woman and I can still then date and be attracted to other women, this really benefits a person like me. One, I don't have to leave the house very much because I'll be fine at home alone. But then I get to also date women the same way that I am now. And then I get a special label. I can get free college and stuff. I'll get benefits everywhere.
There you go.
I'll get scholarships to anything I want. So, yeah, I think that this could be beneficial to me.
Well, all you got to do is just change it. I don't know. When you get your driver's license, when they ask you that question, give them the answer. You should do that anyway, just as a goof on the show. Because you got to go get a driver's license.
I do. I can identify as whatever I want when I get my license, right?
You should identify as anything but a man. You really should.
So I can put down non-binary on my license when I get it?
Or cisgendered or something, yeah. You should put the furthest from what you are as what you identify as on your license.
Come out of the closet, Seth. You are trans women. I'm multiple women. Yes. Tell the truth. I don't see how this doesn't benefit me to become a list of other things.
Well, do it when you get your license. They can't tell you no, can they?
I don't think so, right? I can identify whatever I want to.
Yeah. You should try something crazy and see what they would do. Say, yeah, I identify as a pumpkin. See if they put that on your license.
I don't know. When a cop pulls you over, I see you identify as a pumpkin. Yes, sir.
Yes, I do.
Yes, your pronouns, whatever you are.
You may call me Ichabod.
Triple dog dare you to get on by here right away.
You really should.
I should. It doesn't hurt me, right?
No, how can it hurt? If anything else, look, I'll tell you what, if you do it and you want to change it, I'll pay the fee to go get your thing changed, whatever it costs.
I mean, I've waited this long to get a license. I might as well go all out and just do whatever the hell I want to do.
Absolutely.
I'm really considering this.
You should do. Why not? You're in a unique position where you actually have to get a license here in the next month or so.
I mean, it's one of the most frustrating things that I've had to deal with is filling out all these forms for like disability, and I've been to the license bureau 400 times.
Yeah,
and then doing there's a lot of hospital things I've had to fill out and all this other shit, medical forms to get the leg, and it's always asked on all of these forms, what's your gender?
Yeah.
And there's usually either male, female, and then the other options are prefer not to say,
right,
or other.
Right.
I didn't know that.
What's the difference between other and preferred not to say?
And then prefer not to say. What do you mean you prefer not to say?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, you are what you are.
You have what you need to do. This is what I would do if I was in your position here to be going to get a license right now.
Yeah.
I would research whatever I could make the most money from. I would literally spend the next month saying, can I get a better deal on refinancing a house? Can I get a better deal on a car loan? Can I get a better deal for car insurance? Because I know there is some car insurance out there that is cheaper if you identify a certain way. I know that to be true. And you ought to find all these things, bring it to the show the week before you go get your license so that we know why you're doing it, and then go do it.
Well, I'm going to do that because honestly, it has to benefit you somehow to not be a straight white male at this point.
Right. Well, you should definitely identify as black as well.
Or Mexican.
Yeah, Mexican too. But black's a home run.
Yeah, but I think I could pass as a Mexican.
Doesn't matter if you can pass or not. Look at some of these transgender people. They sure don't pass as women.
That is very true. And then
you should say you're Chinese or something. I mean, go all the way crazy.
Then instead of the national anthem that we start every show with, I'll just start with
Hermano, cayó la ley. Está rodeada tu casa.
the Mexican polka version.
There we go. We could definitely do that.
So
I think it's a good idea. If the world's going to be crazy, you might as well play into the crazy a little bit, man.
If it benefits you.
Yeah.
You're a flipper.
Too funny.
All right, let's take a quick break. I know we got Tony Masaccio coming up in just a little bit. He did check something, so I think he's going to be good to go.
Okay.
This is the first week that I don't know where the hell Tony's at. He's going to surprise the hell out of us and just pop up from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we'll talk about it after this break. You are going to be doing something very cool.
I am. I can't wait.
We made a thing on Facebook saying, "Oh, big announcement." Here's the deal: it's not that big of an announcement, but it's cool.
I think it's a
fun
big announcement.
I think it's a huge announcement for you, no doubt.
I think it's as big of an announcement as we've had since we started the show.
But I think that this is like super cool, and so we will get into that in I don't know, 2 minutes. Hang on.